Yo, what's going on, guys? Just bear with me for a second, just getting everything ready. I'm just testing to see if you guys can hear me okay. If you guys are here, anybody's here, just give me a mic check real quick. My voice is really exerted for the amount of stuff I do, like with work and all this other stuff. So my voice might be kinda weak. So if you guys can hear me just fine, dope. Kids are what's going on? I'm very glad you're here, man. I'm hyped. I'm glad you're here. Let me make sure I got everybody else here. Um, just making sure about certain things here. Bear with me, cause for some reason I can't see the Facebook stuff that come through the particular stream I'm with, so I have to do it on the phone, unfortunately, so that way I can see who's here on the phone and all that stuff. So yeah. But other than that, guys, what's going on? All right, dope, dope. I'm glad the mic works and then the sound works too. Um, Let me play something to see if the volume is okay. All right. Yeah, obviously ain't gonna be that, but I just need to know if the volume's okay. Volume okay? Yeah, I think the volume's good. I can see it. Cool. Cause I gotta hear what what I'm talking about with the headset here. All right, dope. All right, for everybody here, thank you for coming to my listening party for success and failure. Just a little bit of just a little bit of insider. Okay, good. I'm glad. That stream stuff, I'm telling you, like once you get everything set up and everything, it works out well. Took a lot of practice, trust me. Definitely took a lot of practice, especially performing, live streaming. You got to make sure everything is where it needs to be and all that stuff. So that's why. All right. So this one's a hard project for me to talk about. There's a lot of emotion wrenching for this one. This one's one of those projects where you can't just do it in any time. Like you are got to be at a certain particular position in honestly in your career and things like that to really portray what you really feel in your emotions. You know what I mean? Like this is a long time coming. I would say I mean, even at my start of my career, I wasn't ready. You know what I mean? And I was like when I was 17, 18. Like the stuff I'm going through in this project. What's up, Deej? Um, the stuff I'm going through in this project is going to all the way to I was 9. There's a lot of different things that a lot of people ask me all the time. They're like, Mark, how do you stay motivated? How do you stay focused? How do you keep moving? How do you keep going even with everybody saying all these things about you and the bullying, the people saying you ain't nothing, you ain't shit, the back and forths of that, and you thinking like, so how does this person keep going in music when other people say, man, you garbage, you should stop or you should quit or anything like that whatsoever at all. That's not a position I've always had emotionally to be able to be that motivated to, you know, disregard the naysayers and things like that in that nature. But this is stuff, the stuff that you're going to hear on this project, I want to let you know that's something really, really important before I even let anybody listen to this project because I don't know where people's emotional state of minds are. And I just want to let you know. If you ever feel in a situation that you feel like you may have lost the will to live or have suicidal thoughts or depression or any types of mental situations, what I recommend is that you make sure you call the suicide hotline, or if you have a friend of yours that has those kind of problems that you're really concerned about, it's always good to check on your strong friends because you never really know what somebody's really going through. And for my particular music, normally everything is all ages. This time it kind of took a turn. It took a turn because it was something therapeutic for me to get through with myself. I'm absolutely fine. You don't have to send text saying, look, I'm worried about you or anything. You're not going to get nothing like that. So don't worry. Everything is out where it needs to be. And that was a long time ago. But ironically, there's barely no swearing in it anyway. So it could be for all ages they want it to. But the content is still, it's kind of dark. So I want you guys to understand that prior to listening beforehand. So before that, I'm going to explain where we are in the story, okay? I would play the other records and things like that, but honestly, you guys could check it out on, all the websites and everything, like itsmarkcooper.com. All the projects are there. So like for I Am Player One, where it starts is that I get trapped in a video game that's called Nerdcore, and I have a villain that's after me. His name is Major Label. You find out his last name's Label in Test Drive. And it's just he puts me through these rigorous tests. Like, I Am Player One. Okay, you're going to be doing nerdcore-based stuff. So I made like a video game. Like, do you know about anime? Do you know about video games? Do you know about any of those things? So that's what I did with that first project. After that, nice. I'm glad, Deej. After that, it goes into the second thing, which is called the AllSpark. And the AllSpark is when I get the Nintendo Power Glove, which is used to, to obtain the actual AllSpark so I can be able to beat the game. The only way to escape the game is to be able to have, the AllSpark and do, get out of the game. But once I realized that, you need two parts of it, that's when you realize, in Test Drive, where I have to go to Gerald's Field to, go to the land of the lost players, which is all different types of nerds have been, taken hostage because Major went through all the nerd culture in the city and the world and confiscated it. And anybody who was nerds were basically put in a prison there. So they call it the land of the lost players. So in Test Drive, I'm just giving you roughs. There's a lot more stuff in there. But the roughs are, I went through there and then they said, of course, just like any big land, they got their number one player that's there. And that's, Massacre Mike. And, it's one of those things where the next series, which is the final part, which is Gerald's Field, I go against him head to head. Now, where does success and failure come in? Now, in Test Drive, remember, I only had a right-handed power glove, but there was no such thing as a left. So just like any other gloves, they come in twos. So I ran to what's the character's name called the Sky God, which is the keeper of the glove. And she was able to give me the left-handed power glove because I am the original player one. So this story comes in where I don't know how to activate the glove yet. So in success and failure, I activate the glove. And then you'll be able to see the story that comes inside when I activate the glove. So the glove itself, you've never seen it before, the picture-wise, it's a golden glove with the original Nintendo controller, not the one that you see with all the buttons, the one with the regular controller, but it also has a morpher as well. So that's how I'm able to turn into player one, with the Ranger style that you've seen the pictures of. So I combine that character together. So now it's like, okay, I got both gloves. What am I doing now? So that's where that comes in. So now I'm about to explain the story. John, what up, man? What's going on? All right. I see a lot of people here. Okay, cool. So that's what I did with that. So now let's just go into the story here because, like I said, my voice could give out any minute. So I'm going to go through it. So it's a 7-track EP. And if you missed anything earlier or whatever, well, let's say you come in later on track 3 or whatever. I'm going to play it again, just all the way straight through. So you know where I'm at. So let's start with the first track, which is called 4 Months Later. Because the way I did it is that July 9th is the day that Test Drive came out. In the skit, if you heard it, it said it's exactly a year from now, which will be July 9th, 2021 is when Gerald's Field comes out. So this comes out March 9th. And then now you'll understand with the skit. Only 4 months left till Gerald's Field. Still can't figure out how to activate this thing. So let's see. I see a morpher of some kind, like a Power Ranger style mix with my Allspark. Maybe it's a date on the glove that's based on the Power Rangers. So if that would be 1993. Whoa, what's happening? Both my gloves are glowing. I'm about to die. With my last meal being a Lunchable, that's just great.
So you activated the left-handed power glove.
Who is that?
You already know it's Rain.
No way.
Yes, it is. I'm you from the past. When you combine both gloves, you unlock parts of yourself that you kept sealed away for certain reasons or fears.
See. I got no reason to do that. I'm just fine where I am.
Not exactly. See, the left-handed power glove can be a gift and a curse. You ever wonder why everyone else isn't able to have one? It's because they were not able to bear the stress of facing their own fears.
Yeah, well, I don't like heights or bees.
You know I'm not talking about that. Your deepest fear, the one no one knows, the one that shaped you to be who you are today, your very source of yourself, success and failure.
Oh, goodness. I guess it's time. So, just to wrap up track 1, I know the deep voice and things like that. This is actually, by the way, my first time ever that I've ever recorded, produced, and mixed my entire project for the first time. So this is a long time coming for me, because even when I would go to a studio or something like that, I just couldn't get the vibe for this. It was a really, really hard project to get through. Sometimes it's hard to record these. So there's that. So let's get to the rap stuff, right? I know that's what everybody's wondering. Okay, so this first track is called Therapy. And normally when it comes to when you deal with trying to address a problem, you want to get those things out. Whether, you always want to make sure that you leave everything on the table so you never hold anything back. My problem is I did. I've always held everything back my entire life. And that's why you can see what shaped me also. So let's go right into it. Like I said, this is rapidy rap. So let's go. Some of you might recognize.
Welcome to level 1. This is Therapy.
Yeah.
Do not leave anything on the table this time.
So what's on your mind? This ain't Facebook, huh? What's happening? Tweets. Same sort of questions what social media wants you to speak. Talk is cheap, dollar menus let me continue. I'm more satisfied with digital scenes than packing venues. Yikes, the old head got the formula spoon-fed with golden era meds. I'm over the counter like Sudafed. What you dreadlocks in the track align to the head. Train to parasail when you parallel to jump in a ledge. Make a pledge, dust them off, lemon zest. Damaged merchandise value that is best. Nonetheless, not impressed, not concerned with opinions, so blow off like a whistle. My own lane doesn't mean I can't use turn signals that bump you off the road. Think you better than Doug Funny? Till pork chop come back disguised as a nematode. Yeah, the story old, heading towards the glory road. Double dash with told, just do your best. That story told, till I'm gray and old. The gray poop pond you fancy though. What I muster is the gas you be fuming, bro. Took a week and a half to finish in the studio. A step to keep the millennium puzzled like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I'm surprised it took Omar to electrify brain stimuli to have you realize racism's still alive. More mad the blacks that let us subside when the prize in the bag, but they don't want to jeopardize the Audi that they drive. Yep, here come the flashing lights. Ambidextrous left with a family still have to fight for Miranda rights. And that's the jab if you're looking right. For all the hood niggas that claim off-white to please suburbanites. You heard it right, 7-Eleven's a brain tease, works cold in the head. What the fuck is a brain freeze? Like Goldo in the Ginyu pose, keep that same energy 19 or your head will roll. Yeah, You explode, but now I understand it. You want your 5 minutes of fame to last longer than Planet Namek. Try to cram it in the sensu bean and go to flee the scene. Kruger when I kill a dream, the founder of the slasher things. Blood on my shirt and jeans, now I got a better scheme. I want your ego over the drawstring hoodie when you sleep awake the next morning in the guillotine. By any means, walking off clean like Zimmerman. Getting jutsu and bitching, and every day that we witnessing is sickening. Wear a mask, a Reaper will show you they social distancing from ground up. And kill the roots like Roundup. Quiet place to be blunt, keep your mouth shut. Yeah.
So, Mr. Cooper, would you like to talk about the difference between old nerdcore and new nerdcore? Huh?
Look, this is the question I hate answering. Divisions of the nerds to the pandering. Couldn't figure out orange, you chose Mandarin. Understand the hustle, stop the stammering. If career ain't house in the sight, they log into a cabinet. What the new passions in, what the game capturing. Footage we consider to be an A champion. But some clout chase, so much is embarrassing. How you jam sport a genre, you can't book the bag, the brand that you carrying. This lane's divided into different sports. Roles on the court, a juke algorithms, both have support. We can go back and forth. Who really got the knife and fork? Listen, the plug is what us be, like a port. Definition of a starving artist. Iron sharpen Iron Man like we envision Jarvis. Wanna expand, but not enough in your fund department. If you don't get the situation, proceed with caution. It's very often they think they have what it takes. Make mistakes at higher stakes. They wanna come back like it's love. Community Chevy Chase. Can't demonstrate versatility, risking they fan base. To your nerdcore goodie bag and try to get a taste. I hate this place. All I do is work, eat, and repeat. Wrestle hours, can't get hold of sleep. Insomnia, energy, a peak that I have to complete to compete with the elite and right to speak when there's no room on the sheet. Capiche? My anxiety in relationships on the relationship. Whatever I have relations with, end up relating to sinking ships. Overthinking, our mind takes a trip. Plus the sleep apnea takes a toll quite a bit. As hard as it gets, I feel like it's not enough. Life is rough and amazing how I never given up. I was tough, had fair weather friends, whether they fair in the end, but pretending to be around if my reign will begin. It depends on the emotion, if I fail or I win. The coattails or the grin, let them all take a spin. They willed it to my fortune, but still focus on what's important. And that's God and my family. Death certificate, understand me? I hope so. Yeah. Listen. It's soundproof and you don't hear me though. The grind speaks loudly, no need for the audio. That's why I stress my team to take it slow and to be patient. This not the right time for our energy to be wasted. Got journeys up ahead, mouths need to be fed. Learn to chill the yeast, it will rise right with the bread. If the chief's not pressed, I'm gonna need y'all to rest. That time coming soon, I'm gonna need y'all at your best. Trust me, I'm just chilling in our community. Behind the scenes with more action, Jet Li movies being usually a pan out in the end. I pretend we're just a gift as a Trojan horse in the right spot. We're using deadly force, keeping the legalities in mind like a pyramid scheme just to occupy the time. They be fine. As of me, I decline. I still struggle with the things I left behind in the dirt. Even worse, it's a mind by design. It's hard for me to talk about. Only 18, lost the drive to live. Nearly took the exit route. I could never get these feelings out. Well, to the right amount where I could scream and shout at the top of my lungs. I feel like I was the only one. That's why I don't touch knives. That's why I don't own guns. I don't know what to expect. I know I'm away from making a long of a text that appears that I respect. But I'm a vet. But sometimes we need help. I wish I knew better when I felt by myself. Therapy. Let us begin. So, it's one of those kind of tracks where I had to say what I needed to say. I don't ever get a chance to do that, ever. When you do constant work, you're always on the dime. You always have to move. You always have to make sure everybody is okay. You always got to make sure the team is okay. You know what I mean? Being a leader is hard in any form or fashion. So these are certain things I don't even let my team know about. Like, I make sure I always, no matter what, always have to have a shield every time for the team. Even when they feel down, whenever they feel upset or they feel like they're inadequate or they feel, iffy about things, I got to be that strong person to keep the confidence with them at the same time. And sometimes as a leader, you you get to be the slave of the job and you even forget about yourself. Kind of thing. One of the things I do want to let you know about that, you're going to hear later how that actually came about. So the next one is called Two Shots. And a lot of people really don't know about this, but my first dream wasn't music at all. Like, that wasn't even a thought in my mind at all at that time. My first dream I always wanted was basketball. And I've been wanting that since the social distancing age. So you'll understand that phrase in a second. So this track is called Two Shots. This is an actual story that I never told anybody. I mean, not even my parents. Not even my parents know this story. Like, nobody does. This is something that happened when I was younger, and I'm just gonna let you hear it. It's one of the slower tracks, so it's a groove. So we'll see how you guys rock with it. It's called Two Shots.
You remember this day? How could I ever forget? It's time to talk about it. Okay. My life, my life, my life, my life, missing two shots. Two shots. Yeah. Two shots. Yeah. Nowadays, the nightmares started reoccurring and revisiting the past ain't that reassuring. Lord, clearly before the microphone support was just fine with the feedback. The buzzing sounds on the court at a social distancing age. I was amazed by the bounce of the ball as I soon started dribbling with the back on my wall. If I focus on the middle square, you make your fair share. Grin on my face was invigorating without mentioning. This is what I really wanted to do and understood the glory road can be really hard to pursue. That's the truth. In my youth, that's how I became the coop, not just the government. It was layups I used to do. Putting up a shot, double team, pile time, whistle blown. Number 11, report to the foul line, yeah. You would think I would be just fine if only the championship game wasn't on the line. Yeah, two shots. My life, my life, my life, my life, giving two shots. Giving two shots. I feel it coming. Okay. Calm down, Mark. Okay. 6 seconds on the clock, sweat on my shirt. This is the part that truly hurts. Timeout was called. I caught a word from the coach. There was a man with a message. It's coming from the folks. He approached me just to say, your uncle died at work between two semis. He was crushed alive. I apologize. What I meant to say, your dad will be here any minute. Don't you got a game to finish? Man, I was not. Pressured at the foul line with a score was one behind. With two shots can really change the tide. The first shot, I couldn't feel it in my hands. And with the second shot, I could feel the anger in the stands. Yeah, we lost. As the buzzer rang, my dad ran into the gym. And by the look he saw, the school broke the news, and it wasn't him. The glimmer in my spirit was wearing thin. What's a depression? What's this door that I'm walking
missing
in?
Two shots. My life, my life, my life, my life, missing two shots. Missing two shots.
It's okay.
Missing two shots.
Just take it slow. Okay. After the wake, I awake in a different state. No doors or windows in this certain place. I started eating comfort, started gaining weight. Tried out for the team and no mistake, you're too big. You can't keep the pace. The dream you chase is now bigger, stretching the limousine. But you could join the intramural team if you find a league. I never knew how to catch fatigue. I didn't know what more you wanted to expect from me. You would think that being bullied was the bluff. The real struggle's having to prove to the blacks that you were black enough. It was rough. Confidence really took a loss. My love for playing sports really tethered off. All I can think about is these two shots. If I just made these two shots, will the machine stop? Success in the future can make the plot, but it doesn't change the effects we all see in Pandora's box. Nowadays, I hate the sounds of the shot clock, and I get triggered with the loud cheers. So I'm at the foul line, ready to face fears and finally close out a game I left open for 25 years, you know? Tears. Why would you bring me back here? That was like a long time ago. I've been through a lot since then. This is really hard to talk about. But here's the thing though, Mark. You made it through. It's okay to grieve.
So that record is 2 Shots. More background to that story. Like, just like any other game, you know, you play a game and you miss the shots. Okay, you know the game's over. You know it happens. It's an emotional thing, but the way it was triggered was a different thing. At that age, you know, my dad worked a lot. So I had a lot of times where I would, spend home alone, things like that. You know, regular kid stuff. I'm playing video games. I'm doing the homework thing. I'm going to sleep because, my dad yells like staring. You know what I mean? He's already, already up there. Like, how parents are. They know, they expect a certain thing. But to be honest, I never learned how to. That was my first death loss. That was one of those things where you would get broken that kind of news to how you know what I'm saying? Right, that's exactly what my dad be like. Well, what the fuck you doing, son? That's my dad, man. But that kind of news should be broken to by a parent. A dude wasn't even thinking. It just flat out say, "Oh yeah, this happened," and you'll be in the middle of a championship game, and then, and I was doing great that game. You know what I mean? Like I was like, I know my dad will be here later because he works a lot. So when I got broken that news, because he was on, Uncle's on his way to hang out, so he was getting from work, and then that freak accident happened, and that's hard to take when you're 9 and you're already breathing heavy as it is. I mean, that was like a day. That was a really hard day for me. So my real drive for playing basketball died then. It then died later, trying to bring it back and, try to go back and enjoy it. But I just could never pick it up again, And that's a story that's hard to talk about because it's really the start of a depression. And that's where, I find out later, earlier in February this year, I had a breakdown. And it was the kind of breakdown as in, you start finding answers about yourself, about how you got to where you are. It's not a midlife crisis because it's not like what have I done with my life type of situation. It's one of those realizations where you sit down and you be like, wow, that makes total sense. And it spiraled and went down over that where, it came to overeating for comfort and then, not feeling confident with yourself. And then it just triggers from there. And then I noticed that it came from that. And I could never figure it out. My family was like, where'd your confidence go, son? Like, what's going on? Why you don't want to talk? Why don't you want to do anything? Because, I come to the realization that I was under depression and I didn't know how to handle that. You know what I mean? By that time, I was already in habits I shouldn't have been in. You know what I mean? So it's something that you realize later on would really happen. So now the next track is called Success and Failure, Success or Failure, because of the greatest fear. Now, a lot of people think failure and success is subjective, as in, whatever you find success to be, that's what it is. Whatever you find failure is where you find failure is. Mine is a little different just based off of the depression here. My problem was I just couldn't make friends when I switched schools and did all that other stuff. So my success was to be accepted. And I was finding the wrong reasons for success. And I don't mean success as in clout chasing or success of just keeping up with the Joneses or nothing like that. I mean success as in to be liked, to be respected, to do that. So I did whatever was necessarily possible in my power to gain somebody's respect, and it shouldn't have been that way. But I say failure because it doesn't matter how hard you work, they're never going to notice you. Regardless of anything that you do, whether if it's either work, whether if it's music, whether it's basketball, whatever, anything that you want to do in life, the failure of feeling that you will be unnoticed for anything that you do is a real fear. So when you see me, I guess, you see me coming out with different kinds of projects and working hard and going to shows and going on tour and all that stuff. I still have that thought in my mind that nobody cares. Just keep spinning your wheels, Mark. It's whatever. But the fear of success is this. When you get successful with things like that, the people that have been in your corner in the beginning, sometimes they start to feel different about you. They start to try to compare you to other people. They be like, well, you know, all you do is work. All you do is talk about music, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, you don't do any of those other things either. You know what I mean? It's like the fight for success, you have to miss out on everything that everybody has fun at. Like, you see everybody at a beach party, but you're at home at your desk still working on your craft. But it's not like you take a break. It's forever. You know what I mean? I enjoy and love my music, so it's not like it's something that I don't appreciate or enjoy. But when you spend so much time making sure that you're completely perfected, make sure that the squad is good, make sure your family is good, making sure everything is good, it's a constant work and it's exhausting. So that's where the just chilling came from, if you really wanted to know. I don't want you to know I'm working like that because you would think I'm crazy for that. So that's where that comes from. It's not, you know, other people try to take it a different way and they be like, oh, he's just not telling us because he's making moves or he don't want us to know. Like, nah, man, it's hard. And it's a mentality as well. And it's taking a toll in more ways that I can understand. And I know that now. So that's where the track Success and Failure comes in. Let's go right into it.
What's it gonna be? Gonna be success or failure? Success or failure is a fear I've had inside for quite some years. For quite some years. Will it disappear? Disappear? Or continue to layer? Continue to layer? 'Cause the things I know. The question now is clear. Where do I go from here?
Since I was 10, bottom line was just win. Even if we lost, paying the cost, invested tough in my skin. Thinking back now, in that space for most we're changing pace. Confidence breaks, shattering place, hardships were embraced. But I didn't think nothing about it, I just rerouted, moved where it wasn't crowded. After I'm out, viewing the doubt, nerve to being astounded. Like how did he do it? We never knew it. How's he entitled to blessings? Look at his team, can't intervene. Man, I got so many questions. We covered the surface, what people consider deserving. We did it on purpose, thought it was perfect. How is he worth it? Nah, not even our type of person. It's green season like oregano. Circle smaller than decimal. His fan base is original and organic like Trader Joe's. He got to know succeed. Man, I wanted that to be me. I hate the fact he's so nonchalant in the sounds he makes when he breathes. So you thought you were meant to win? Nah, you were meant to lose. You got lucky. Bro, trust me, don't even get that confused.
What's it gonna be? Gonna be success or failure? Success or failure is a fear I've had inside for quite some years. For quite some years. Will disappear, or continue to lay up, cause the things I know, the question now is clear, where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? Where do I go from here?
Yo, this side of the coins that kick in the groin is how you can measure the pain. When do we stay? When do we go? Feeling it's all in the same. Hard as it looks, the length that it took towards the building a name. The peers around, they bringing you down. Yeah, that's just a part of the game. The pressure is on, I gotta be strong. Control the weights of my wrongs. Go grab the scissors, cut off the wizards, magically stringing along. Right from the start, before it get dark, cause you can't tell them apart. Cause one will stab in the back, or other will stab in the heart. Death is an art, but won't ever twist. They'll have you exist as sick as suffering it gets. Get off a high, whether or not you admit. Be on your side when you quit. What I don't get, the ones that call you brother or sister or mother or miss. Love to see you having a fall like Oliver Twist, seeing you pissed. But they want it for you, the friends and family too. Reaching the top, awaiting the drop, always distorting the view. Dealing with pros and cons, success and failure. My mental dilemma, I don't know what to tell you.
So I went and made an approach at what it would look like to be on the successful side and what the pros and cons of the successful side. And in the second verse, I went to on the failure side and the pros and cons of the failure side. Because in any success, you're always going to have somebody that feels a type of way about what you're doing. I mean, obviously, it's your haters. You got to make sure you pump your haters. You know what I'm saying? But, like, at the same time, it's still in your back of your mind. Like, and the crazy thing is those people that be like, I wanted that to be me. And then that be the people you are the closest to because they know your personal stuff. You know what I mean? Or you get the people who want to gatekeep. Like, look, we weren't even expecting him to even do anything. I don't even know how this even worked. You know? And that's the crazy thing about it. You know, that's the biggest fear of mine. I could have people surrounding me all the time, but I don't really know what people's real intentions are in success or failure. And that's the scary part. The higher you go, there's less people, but not less people as in they can't climb there with you. It's just how much willing are they to go up the mountain with you, seeing the rigorous of the air and everything, like a mountain. Notice that when people climb mountains, it's only like 2 or 3 people. You know, they'll have a squad that start off and then they'll be like, you know what? This is as high as I'm going to go. And then they just stop there and they plateau. So by the time you get up to the top, all the way to the top, you're out of breath. And think about me with sleep apnea as well. It's even harder because in metaphorically speaking, I can never sleep physically and mentally because I'm always climbing the mountain. But not only climbing the mountain sometimes, I got to make sure I make a path for my team to be able to, for them to be able to climb the mountain as well, because I'm a team player. And that's what I think about every single time when I do these things. I make sure that whatever path I make or decisions or even failures or things where I need to go back to the drawing board, I make sure that, you know, I make sure that my peers don't go through these paths so they don't have to worry about it. Sometimes it's good to be that person that comes out there with the sword and shit and making sure that, you know, you take out everybody that's ridiculous so your team can be able to get there seamless and safely and sound. That's just a leader mentality. And that's something that you know, that's some of the burdens you think about. But it's not necessarily a burden, but it's something you always got to keep in mind when it comes to things. So that's why sometimes when it comes to things like this about to happen, that's about to happen, I don't really say anything about it. I just wait until it makes total sense. And I'll be like, okay, I think this will be smart to do this. And that's just being a, you know, being a creator and understanding the certain things that you do. Okay. So the next track, this one's called Time. And Time is actually one of my sub fears. I feel like I always talk about time. Time is something that's I feel like I will run out of in a lot of things. And it's just like you think of health reasons, you think of age reasons, you think of future reasons. Time is one of my big factors here. You know what I mean? And I'm just learned the factor of taking your time. And sometimes I feel like I subconsciously, show my team like, yo, I'm working, I'm doing this, and this. And then I'm putting all these particular Legos and things together. But when it comes to a career, it takes time. It's a slow burn, regardless of anybody that throws things like you throw fire at something, it still burns slow, if you ever noticed. Yeah, there's got gasoline that be able to bring that kind of thing, but that's oxygen. That's energy that you're bringing to the slow burn to get where you need to be. But it's all about slow burn because that's why, forest in like California and all that burn slow and they burn for a long time because there's a lot of things that come together to build what you need. And that's what I want to make sure when it comes to building a fan base and when it comes to building your repertoire and building things like that. It's a slow burn, and a lot of people don't see that. But I want to make sure that my team knows that, and we do what we need to do. So this one's called Time. It's 80s. Let's see what's up.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time. I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time.
No need for introductions, I'm the final act with the main attract. Trapeze to the acrobat. Looking back, routines is drier than a laundromat. Almanacs trying to match the stats and get on the map. So self-conscious. If I ever make it, know the show growth, but plateaued at many stages. Through the phases to become the greatest. Busting from conveyor belts right in the shelf and sit for ages. We all human and we malfunction. We have our spur in the moments like Tim Duncan. If I'm ever put in a dungeon with a dragon, I would imagine I would slay it and replay it montage style until you hate it. We often lose sight of what's important. Waiting for the spotlight, Commissioner Gordon. Wanna be heroes with a mask and a cape. When it's time to save lives, we often know to procrastinate.
I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time.
Reliving the same chapter, I frame my mind that I still capture. Those same flaws that we can't master. Life's faster than road runners and the dreams that we chased after. We need to understand the main factor, living. It's much more than the wins and losses. Hashtags made for the double crosses. Whatever the world offers, all I know is gotta be suited for something bigger. Lavelle Crawford, that creases that's much sharper. But there's more like Billy Mays. I'm afraid that our future transform into the Hunger Games. Make a star stream of the robotic names you can think of. And cold words to disguise the blame. Really? They expect the fall of the protocol. Not to maintain focus without Adderall. Cards dealt like Gambit with my feet planted. Cause I'm the ace in the hole, hope you understand it.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up. Feel you by design. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time. I gotta get up. I gotta get up.
So little 80s there. So I went and wanted to do Time, with that kind of thing. I feel I associated Time with an 80s thing because of montage making. So when you make the kind of song that you want to do, and you're thinking about all the different clips come in, just like a regular montage. I love 80s montage stuff. So I wanted to make a record like that, but with Time, because it's the race of time. So that's why I, went that route. But it was more general than a lot of the other ones, but that's how you normally feel. You'll feel like, you trying to be the greatest, but, you sit on conveyor belts right on the shelf and sit for ages. Like, so it definitely is like playing, preparing for a fight. And that's what makes it dope. And then the cool thing is, like I said, I made all the beats and stuff also. So for Time and then another track that comes out, they'll be on streaming platforms as instrumentals as well. So you'll be able to hear the beats and stuff like that. If you're not really, 100% always about the words and stuff, I'll have the instrumentals and stuff up for it. So yeah. Now this next record, it's actually more of a therapeutic thing for me. The track is called 9/18/27. I know, random numbers, right? Yeah, I'm just gonna play it. I'll just go from there.
So you finally made it to the end. Yeah, I guess I did. Okay, now let's cut to the chase. Right now I got 3 people that know you very well here right now. You at age 9, you at age 18, and you at age 27. They're all here for a reason. They're looking for answers to explain the past. They've been waiting a long time. It's time to lay them to rest. Player 1, this is the last step to activate the glove's full power. But it's only up to you. So age 9, after that championship game, that feeling you got after the game was the day we truly stopped smiling and we dipped off in depression. We were in a position where we switched schools and basically had to start over finding friends. Let's be real, we didn't really have any friends. So at times we coped with just eating. We got bigger. So when basketball tryouts came out, we weren't in shape anymore. So we got more depressed and we started to eat more, became more irritated. But the problem is this, we never talked about it. Same time with Uncle Mike passing, we never truly learned how to grieve. So we just held on to it with everything else. Which brings me to age 18. This may be hard for you to understand, but here goes.
It's no rap, man. I'm sorry.
High school, we've been through so many obstacles that were not common. We were just fighting to be accepted. But the crowd felt, you were part of the special ed kids, and the blacks at the school felt that you weren't black enough just by the way you spoke proper. You even had teachers that felt that the chances you making it in university were slim to none. And most importantly, you even let go of the girl you always wanted to take to prom because you were fear of her putting you in a category that you were already placed in by the other peers, along with the baggage since 9. So that very night, remember, you always wanted to be a chef. So we were home alone washing dishes one day. After that track practice, when you heard that girl you don't like tell your crush, that you were a waste of air. You thought about ending it all and then the power went out. I believe it was an act of God. I will say this, that same weekend, someone came over to work on music with you when you were starting. That guy was Mike Jack. If he wouldn't have came that weekend, we wouldn't be having this conversation today. Finally, age 27. You gotten really big, man. You kept making music even when people say you couldn't. You lived in different states, constant growth, but due to all the eating and the constant work, we missed out on a lot of things in life. We missed out on dating, partying, and then it got to the point that we developed type 2 diabetes, along with sleep apnea. So the dating phase, intimacy, didn't go great in the relationships. Growing up, we didn't like confrontations, so we wouldn't say anything, so eventually it just turned into lying. We never wanted to hurt the people we cared about, but we did. So I want to say sorry for those things. But before all that, you have to learn to be happy for yourself. You can't just find happiness in other people or significant others. You need to have it as well. We are very determined to be there for everyone else in any circumstance, but we always put ourselves last. If we keep doing that, we'll never be happy. Yeah, you'll go through a few relationships, lose a good amount of weight, more music blessings later, but hear this. We're not alone anymore. We can finally let it go. Well done. Now I truly know how you feel, man. Yeah, I guess you do.
Hey, before you go, there's some things we want to request before you go.
What's up?
Is it possible you could pick up the basketball again? I know our original goal is gone, but just to see if we can still do it for the joy of playing.
Sure.
Yo, bro, you think we can go back to the joy of cooking? Let's make more things that be healthier for us to eat.
That's a plan. One last thing, Mark. Never forget where you came from. Everything we've been through happened for a reason. It's time to be happy, Mark. If not, it'll all be for nothing.
See, so that track is 9/18/27. The reason why I wanted that, I know, man. I'd use that. Shout outs to Domino, the legendary of the Three Ninjas podcast. If you guys have not followed that, you guys are crazy. They're the only people I know that got alter ego names that they say after every podcast. I still have a list that I have to practice so I can do it one day on the show. But yeah. And I don't know, because I use that restream thing and like it never covers over when I click it. So back to it. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess it up. It was one of those things like where it comes to things I've never had answers to myself in the past. And that's what I mean by I kept it quiet for 25 years. And the reason why I have is because I didn't know why. And since I didn't talk to anybody, I definitely didn't know why. And even there were times where I would go to the therapist to talk about certain things, those things went blank. I didn't remember what happened. I didn't know nothing. So it went to age 9, which it came there, and then age 18 when I was handling the other part of depression, and then 27 was the result of those years in that. So once I got to be 27, and then I've learned I was diabetic, and then having life-threatening sleep apnea, you know what I mean? It suffered in a lot of things. It suffered in relationships. It suffered in, things I cared about. And then I felt like it hurts a lot, you know what I mean? Like, especially if it's somebody that, you love to pieces, but there's just certain things that, that happen in your depression and things like that, alter the body a little bit. It could, it could harm a relationship, and I can understand that. And sometimes when you don't want to accept the fact that you have a problem and something is wrong and you got to, take care of yourself, sometimes you just be like, nah, man, I'll get to it later. I'll just work, So now that the best thing about depression is you have to talk to it and you have to talk to yourself. And I had to get those answers for when I was 9 and when I was 18 and 27. I wasn't doing it because it was divisible by 3 and it was clever. Nothing like that. I mean, that would be smart. I mean, of course, but those are avenues in my life where there were certain really big life changes. And it's things I needed to change. So that's how I was able to lose all the weight and all of that stuff. But I still have issues I need to work out. But that's where I'm at there. But I would have never been able to write anything like this 10 years ago, 15 years ago, shit, even 4 years ago, when I was starting to Player One stuff. And to be honest, when I started to Player One stuff, that was around the first time where I was legitimately having fun making music. Everything else was to prove something. to get respect for something, to get some kind of acknowledgement for working hard for something. That's what drove me this whole time. And then when I realized later on, I just wasn't having fun. I'm good at when I make beats and stuff, and that's when I enjoy most of my stuff, you know, making beat tapes and different cartoons and all that stuff. It's the things I enjoy, the things I love. And then another disclaimer, if you're not sure, people wonder about, if you heard in it, it says, I finally know how you feel, man. Because to be honest with you, I made those beat tapes because of trying to get out what I was feeling. And that's what that series started up as. It started with Doug because, you know, I know how you feel, man. But in reality, nobody really knows how you feel. But there's always people that want to have an idea and try to tell you how you feel. And then that's a bad experience. So the final track, I teamed up with, this is the only feature I have on this project. I teamed up with my boy Ace Buchanan. You know, he's a guitar person from When I'm Alone. So there was a particular vibe I was looking for. But this one's called Champions. So we'll see how you guys like it.
The moments we create, the dreams we choose to chase. I'll be damned if I fall from grace. Cause know that I don't wanna know other way. All the dues are paid, so deep inside we go above and beyond. Cause we were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. I think about it night and day. The world has no delay. In my heart, not known to walk away or run to the dreams I left wide open, to push back the darkness going through from every point of view. I've been through hell and back with everything attached. Oh Lord, you think I finally lived my match? Head to head, I had my wins and losses, even through the sea of gossip. I tend to have the masses all confused. Time to make another move. The moments we create, the dreams we choose to chase. I'll be damned if I fall from grace. Cause know that I don't wanna know other way. All the dues are paid, so deep inside we go above and beyond. Cause we were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. Navigating through my mind, the eyes still do the shine. Don't freeze up when the game is on the line. Cause you're out of lives and out of chances, fighting for the moments, peeking through what plateaus should subdue. I wanna know who we leave behind. They gotta go, they don't age with time. We gotta grow, parsley, sage, and thyme. Cause on the low, seasonings combine. I'm on a roll, dice games can't provide. I give a show where spotlights align. I don't know, one day you could be just fine until you're falling from the sky. In abyss of tears, It's hard to breathe, it's hard to breathe. To all my nightmares that haunted me, Some days just come back and never leave, And the doors that stay shut without a key, From the suicide attempts to therapy. The things I hold close inside of me, Took a quarter century, but you up to speed, From where I used to be, I'm much better now than I was then. Unknown suppressions at the age of 10. No more self-doubts, never again. I can finally let go, become a champion. Become a champion. Pray for me.
Yep. So that's how I end the project for Success and Failure. I don't want to spook nobody. I just want to let you know. This is actually the most difficult but fastest process I have ever done a project. I was able to finish this entire EP in 10 days. So I was able to, it was one of those things where every now and then I have this one nightmare that keeps playing like a montage of in my head all the time, you know, from the 2 shots to the not getting accepted to the team to the walking into an athletic director's office saying I would be too slow mentally to be able to understand a playbook, everything. And it just keeps playing back and forth, almost like one of those like thriller slasher type things. I would never be able to pull this off, just thinking about it. So it actually came. So at the same time, with constant working, 10 hours a day, and then doing the streams, and then spending the rest of the hours constantly using my voice. That's the reason why my voice is kind of hoarse right now, because of the constant recording and singing and doing that. And then I decided one of my main things was I always wanted to sing, my kind of stuff. I wanted to do what I needed to do. So I kept it away from everybody else and being quiet about it. So I apologize to the individuals that thought that was being distant and not saying anything about it. This is just really important, and it was important to me. It was one of those things where I didn't care about promotion. I didn't care about a plan. I didn't care about nothing. This is something I needed to get out, because what was going to happen was I was going to make Gerald's feel a light side and a dark side. So I showed the good of nerdcore and the bad of nerdcore, and that's not a good leader move, to talk about the negatives of nerdcore with somebody that deters a new kid, or somebody that's like, I'm really a big fan of Mark Cooper, and then he hears the dark side, like, dang, nerdcore's really messed up like that. Then why are you doing it then? And then it almost looks like you're doing it really for clout at that point, because you're not making music you enjoy, and that's why. So that's why I wanted March 9th to be like, look, man, left-handed power glove, great, I got it, but that's way too easy. So I had to make it make sense with it being a left-handed glove, because funny story, I'm left-handed. So they never made a left-handed power glove for left-handers. It was always right-handed. So I made a story about being the person who's player one that has the right and the left hand. So 4 months from now, exactly July 9th from March 9th is 4 months till that. So I learned how to activate the glove. So now you have to encounter something like your biggest fear. And that's success and failure. And that's just like in nerdcore in general. Am I going to go to Gerald's Field and just whoop ass and leave? No. There's nothing guaranteed about that. And also the situation, you understand that you can't save everybody. Some people are there at Gerald's Field because they want to be there, or they feel empowered there, or they like being in that state of position. But that's not giving away the story, so you know exactly what Gerald's Field. But like I said, those are the projects that to listen to. So I am player one, the AllSpark test drive, then this side mission to understand the real meaning of the glove. And then it finally ends in July in Gerald's Field. Speaking of it, just want to let you guys, I didn't mean to do that. That wasn't good. Okay. All right. Tomorrow, I hope it is. If it is what I think it is, the vinyl for test drive will finally be available. I'll finally have it in the mail, the particular vinyl for it. The vinyl is $40, but here's the thing. You get the vinyl, you get some behind the scenes footage of me reporting this this project that I just did with a phone, because doing professional photography for a therapy session looks pretty sus, as we are among us. That's pretty sus among us. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to make sure that it stayed regular where it needed to be. So it's just going to be regular phone video. You'll hear some stuff. It looks pretty decent. I mean, the phone does what it needs to do. So you also get that, and I should be able to get the behind the scenes footage of test drive as well. So you guys will get regular raw footage of that, of us doing that, which is pretty cool. And also you get one of the key to the game, which is, I'll grab it. Hold on. All right, there we go. So you get one of these. Key to the game, right? Well, the key to the game is a flash drive that's got my discography on it. So it comes with Player One, AllSpark, Test Drive, a couple other projects. It comes with it. So it comes with that. And then I also write a personal note for you, for each and every one of you guys that check out the vinyls. A really exclusive, really cool thing that we have. So I've been getting pre-orders for that. I only got 100 of them. And with the keys to the game, there's only 25 of those left, I believe. I think either 25 or 20. Well, either way, I'll look it up. I'm pretty sure I can make sure I got them for them. But only 25 of that package. If you just want the vinyl, or you never had you ever had the vinyl or something like that, just wanted that, that's just 30. And each vinyl comes with a copy of Success and Failure, which comes with that as well. So, but that's the project. It's hard to share this side of myself. Harder than it looks. Some disclaimer stuff. I want to say it took me 26 takes to record 2 shots because I couldn't get through it. Not because I didn't know the lyrics. I just couldn't get through it. I went to the studio to try to record that. I still couldn't get through it. So there was a time where I had to literally escape something of a Sunday afternoon. I went to record. Sure enough, there were people already there practicing band practice and stuff. So I was already frustrated. I was already like, man, it's bleeding through the microphone. This is stressful, doing this project and stuff. But like I said, man, it took a lot. It took a lot. And then once I was able to really, really understand it and in there. Another story is when my uncle passed. after the wake, I haven't been to the cemetery since. I haven't been to the cemetery to see it in 25 years. So when I was thinking one day, and I grieve a lot, when I talk about it, sometimes I tear up immediately. Normally when it comes to that, it's like you're still not over it and you're still grieving. You're still trying to understand yourself. So I went to the cemetery, and on Saturday after I finished the whole project, and I was looking for the grave. I was like, "Where's the grave? Where's the grave?" I'm not stupid. Where's the grave? And Shirley said it was right here, and then there was no headstone. And it's a weird feeling when you go to a site like that and you don't see a resemblance of here lies this. Nah, it's a cut in the ground where the casket is, and it's right there. Now, as a family, we got that handled, and that's fine. But it also let me know psychologically there was something missing. There was always something missing, and I didn't understand. And I think sometimes in my head I say, if I would have just went sooner, would I would have had this domino effect that I'm in today? If I just did this, if I just did that. We always think about, what if I did this instead when I was 9, or I did this instead if I was 18, if I did this and before I turned 27. Like, those are things you always think about in your head. And that's what I mean by time. I feel like I've been losing time my whole life until now. It took time to understand why this and this and this that occurred, why the cause made these particular effects. Why am I shaped the way I am? And the only way I could do that is not telling another person. I have to do it in the route that I was made to do it in the first place, and that was in the music. And that is why I was able to do it in 10 days, because I didn't have the skill level to be able to fully understand my life. And now I do. So that's the biggest fear: success and failure. Not trying to make anybody sad or upset or nothing like that, but I want to let people know I've been there. And it's not like I all of a sudden had this confidence all the time. You know what I mean? I've had a lot of downs, a lot of them. So when it comes to certain things and things like that, I'm starting to not care about them. Like, who cares what this person feels, or where your career is, or where anything is? Just do it because you love the shit. Everything else will come back later. A business is a business. You always treat business in the way you need to be. But realize people are not robots, they're people. So if they don't want to listen to it, they don't want to listen to it, bro. If they don't want to buy the project, they don't want to buy the project. It's the fact when you get to the point where you don't care. And you appreciate anybody who took the time to buy a project. That is where success comes from. Success comes from the ability of enjoying what you do. That's the most important part of any kind of career, anything. Notice the people who are the most rich and the most successful are the most depressed, because they didn't implement that part when they got into their career. And by the will of God, I will never in my life ever put any of that kind of energy upon myself or any of my teammates ever. That's why I'm willing to take it slow on anything. I'll never do it. On the grace of God, I will never do it. Enjoy the shit that you make. Enjoy all of that. And it's not even about music. Enjoy the things you write. Enjoy the things you take pictures of. Enjoy the videos you do. Enjoy the video games you play. Enjoy all of it. Because eventually you'll get to a particular point where you can't do it anymore. And now you'll just be reminiscing like a Al Bundy of 4 touchdowns for the rest of your life. I'm caught up. So now I can make music because I want to do it, not because there's a cause and effect that come with it. But like I said, that's the project. That'll come out in midnight. I'm only putting it to let people know I'm only putting it out on Bandcamp. I appreciate everybody that was here listening to it. I am gonna play it through again one more time. I'm not really gonna say nothing. I'm just kind of gonna talk back and forth with everybody. Just letting you know, when they get the project on Bandcamp, the people haven't showed up, right? The skits, like the beginning and the one with the 3 marks, they won't appear in the Bandcamp. Only the songs will. But when you buy the project, you will get those 2 tracks with it. And also, there'll be a more deluxe version of this project in about 2 weeks from now, I want to say, will be released on streaming platforms as well. And that one will have different types of effects in the tracks and things like that. And yeah, it'll be all there. So, like I said, I appreciate you all for checking me out and listening to the kind of things, because this stuff is difficult to talk about, and the only way you can really get rid of that is just getting in the atmosphere. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can do it. And I hope that the music that I make or the music that I put together helps somebody else. And the last thing I'm going to do is probably the last of that Champion song. I'm going to mention lost my voice. Mention the suicide hotline. So if somebody who is a fan that's never heard any of this disclaimer stuff, they will know that depression is serious. Suicide is serious. All of those particular mental illnesses are serious. And it's good to always let people know they love, that you love them, they appreciate them, and make sure you do that to individuals, because you never know in life where certain people are. This was just my story. There's people that got probably far worse than me. Far worse than, missing the championship game while your uncle passed in the same time. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's a little bit more horror stories than that. But for mine, that was my tribulation. It's the first time I ever quit anything in my entire life. The first time I ever quit a dream. That's why I never talked about it. Because I embrace dreams and music. So they'll be like, what? You quit? When? It's something I'm not proud of. So, I'm going to go through the project again. I'll go through the records this time, because I know you heard the skits and stuff. So, I'll go through the records this time, okay? All right, so let's go with Therapy. What's going rapping? Oh, my God.
Welcome to Level 1. This is Therapy.
Yeah.
Do not leave anything on the table this time.
So what's on your mind? This ain't Facebook, huh? What's happening? Tweets. Same sort of questions what social media wants you to speak. Talk is cheap. Dollar menus let me continue. I'm more satisfied with digital scenes than packing venues. Yikes, the old head got the formula spoon-fed with golden era meds. I'm over the counter like Sudafed. What you dreadlocks in the track align to the head. Train to parasail when you parallel to jump in a ledge. Make a pledge, dust them off, lemon zest. Diamonds merchandise value, that is best. Nonetheless, not impressed, not concerned with opinions, so blow off like a whistle. My own lane doesn't mean I can't use turn signals that bump you off the road. Think you better than Doug Funny? Till pork chop come back disguised as a nematode. Yeah, the story old, heading towards the glory road. Double dash with told, just do your best. That story told till I'm gray and old. The gray poop on you fancy though. What I muster is the gas, you be fuming, bro. Took a week and a half to finish in the studio. A step to keep the millennium puzzled like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where I'm surprised it took Omar to electrify brain stimuli to have you realize racism's still alive. More mad the blacks that let us subside with the prize in the bag, but they don't want to jeopardize the Audi that they drive. Yep, here come the flashing lights. Ambidextrous left with a family and still have to fight for Miranda rights. And that's the jab if you're looking right. For all the hood niggas that claim off-white to please suburbanites. You heard it right, 7-Eleven's a brain tease, works cold in the head. What the fuck is a brain freeze? Like Goldo in the Ginyu pose, keep that same energy 19 or your head will roll. Yeah, You explode, but now I understand it. You want your 5 minutes of fame to last longer than Planet Namek. Try to cram it in the sensu bean and go to flee the scene. Kruger when I kill a dream, the founder of the slasher things. Blood on my shirt and jeans, now I got a better scheme. I want your ego over the drawstring hoodie when you sleep awake the next morning in the guillotine. By any means, walking off clean like Zimmerman. Genjutsu envisioning every day that we witness and it's sickening. Wear a mask, a Reaper will show you they social distancing from ground up. And kill the roots like Roundup. Quiet place to be blunt, keep your mouth shut. Yeah.
So, Mr. Cooper, would you like to talk about the difference between old nerdcore and new nerdcore? Huh?
Look, this is the question I hate answering. Divisions of the nerds to the pandering. Couldn't figure out orange, you chose Mandarin. Understand the hustle, stop the stammering. If career ain't house in the sight, they log into a cabinet. What the new passes in, what the game capturing. Footage we consider to be an A champion. But some clout chase, so much is embarrassing. How you transport a genre, you can't book the bag, the brand that you carrying. This lane's divided into different sports. Roles on the court, or juke algorithms, both have support. We can go back and forth. Who really got the knife and fork? Listen, the plug is what us be, like a port. Definition of a starving artist. Iron sharpened Iron Man like we envision Jarvis. Wanna expand, but not enough in your fun department. If you don't get the situation, proceed with caution. It's very often they think they have what it takes. Make mistakes at higher stakes. They wanna come back like it's love, community, Chevy Chase. Can't demonstrate versatility, risking their fan base. To your nerdcore goodie bag and try to get a taste. I hate this place. All I do is work, eat, and repeat. Wrestle hours, can't get hold of sleep. Insomnia, energy at peak that I have to complete to compete with the elite and right to speak when there's no room on the sheet. Capiche? My anxiety in relationships on the relationship. Whatever I have relations with end up relating to sinking ships. Overthinking, our mind takes a trip. Plus the sleep apnea takes a toll quite a bit. As hard as it gets, I feel like it's not enough. Life is rough and amazing how I never given up. I was tough, had fair weather friends, whether they fair in the end, but pretending to be around if my reign will begin. It depends on the emotion, if I fail or I win. The coattails or the grin, let them all take a spin. They willed it to my fortune, but still focus on what's important. And that's God and my family. Death certificate, understand me? I hope so. Yeah. Listen. It's soundproof and you don't hear me though. The grind speaks loudly, no need for the audio. That's why I stress my team to take it slow and to be patient. This not the right time for our energy to be wasted. Got journeys up ahead, mouths need to be fed. Learn to chill the yeast, it will rise right with the bread. If the chief's not pressed, I'm gonna need y'all to rest. That time coming soon, I'm gonna need y'all at your best. Trust me, I'm just chilling in our community. Behind the scenes with more action, Jet Li movies being usually a pan out in the end. I pretend we're just a gift as a Trojan horse in the right spot. We're using deadly force, keeping the legalities in mind like a pyramid scheme just to occupy the time. They be fine. As of me, I decline. I still struggle with the things I left behind in the dirt. Even worse, it's a mind by design. It's hard for me to talk about. Only 18, lost the drive to live. Nearly took the exit route. I could never get these feelings out. Well, to the right amount where I could scream and shout at the top of my lungs. I feel like I was the only one. That's why I don't touch knives. That's why I don't own guns. I don't know what to expect. I know I'm away from making a long of a text to the peers that I respect. But I'm a vet. But sometimes we need help. I wish I knew better when I felt by myself. Therapy. Let us begin. You remember this day? How could I ever forget? It's time to talk about it. Okay.
My life, my life, my life, my life, missing 2 shots. 2 shots.
Yeah.
2 shots.
Yeah. Nowadays, the nightmares started reoccurring, and revisiting the past ain't that reassuring. Lord, clearly before the microphone support was just fine with the feedback. The buzzing sounds on the court at a social distancing age. I was amazed by the bounce of the ball as I soon started dribbling with the back on my wall. If I focus on the middle square, you make your fair share. Grin on my face was invigorating without mentioning. This is what I really wanted to do, and understood the glory road can be really hard to pursue. That's the truth. In my youth, that's how I became the coop, not just the government. It was layups I used to do. Putting up a shot, double team, pile time, whistle blown. Number 11, report to the foul line, yeah. You would think I would be just fine if only the championship game wasn't on the line. Yeah, 2 shots.
My life, my life, my life, my life, giving 2 shots. Giving 2 shots.
I feel it now.
2 shots.
I feel it coming. Okay. Calm down, Mark. Okay. 6 seconds on the clock, sweat on my shirt. This is the part that truly hurts. Timeout was called. I caught a word from the coach. There was a man with a message. It's coming from the folks. He approached me just to say, your uncle died at work between 2 semis. He was crushed alive. I apologize. What I meant to say, your dad will be here any minute. Don't you got a game to finish? Man, I was not. Pressured at the foul line with a score of us 1 behind. With 2 shots can really change the tide. The first shot, I couldn't feel it in my hands. And with the second shot, I could feel the anger in the stands. Yeah, we lost. As the buzzer rang, my dad ran into the gym. And by the look he saw, the school broke the news, and it wasn't him. The glimmer in my spirit was wearing thin. What's a depression? What's this door that I'm walking
Missing
in?
2 shots. My life, my life, my life, my life, missing 2 shots. Missing 2 shots.
It's okay.
Missing 2 shots.
Just take it slow. Okay. After the wake, I awake in a different state. No doors or windows in this certain place. I started eating comfort, started gaining weight. Tried out for the team and no mistake, you're too big. You can't keep the pace. The dream you chase is now bigger, stretching the limousine. But you could join the intramural team if you find a league. I never knew how to catch fatigue. I didn't know what more you wanted to expect from me. You would think that being bullied was the bluff. The real struggle's having to prove to the blacks that you were black enough. It was rough. Confidence really took a loss. My love for playing sports really tethered off. All I can think about is these 2 shots. If I just made these 2 shots, will the machine stop? Success in the future can make the plot, but it doesn't change the effects we all see in Pandora's box. Nowadays, I hate the sounds of the shot clock, and I get triggered with the loud cheers. So I'm at the foul line, ready to face fears, and finally close out a game I left open for 25 years, you know? Tears. Why would you bring me back here? That was like a long time ago. I've been through a lot since then. This is really hard to talk about. But here's the thing though, Mark. You made it through. It's okay to grieve.
Success.
What's it gonna be? Gonna be success or failure? Success or failure is a fear I've had inside for quite some years. For quite some years. Will it disappear? Disappear? Or continue to layer? Continue to layer? 'Cause the things I know, the question now is clear. Where do I go from here?
since I was 10. Bottom line was just win. Even if we lost, paying the cost, invested tough in my skin. Thinking back now, in that space for most we're changing pace. Confidence breaks, shattering place, hardships were embraced. But I didn't think nothing about it, I just rerouted, moved where it wasn't crowded. After I'm out, viewing a doubt, nerve to being astounded. Like how did he do it? We never knew it. How's he entitled to blessings? Look at his team, can't intervene. Man, I got so many questions. We covered the surface, what people consider deserving. We did it on purpose, thought it was perfect. How is he worth it? Nah, not even our type of person. It's green season like oregano. Circle smaller than decimal. His fan base is original and organic like Trader Joe's. He got to know succeed. Man, I wanted that to be me. I hate the fact he's so nonchalant in the sounds he makes when he breathes. So you thought you were meant to win? Nah, you were meant to lose. You got lucky. Bro, trust me, don't even get that confused.
What's it gonna be? Success or failure? Success or failure is a fear I've had inside for quite some years. For quite some years. Will it disappear? Disappear? Or continue to layer? Continue to layer? 'Cause the things I know. The question now is clear. Where do I go from here?
Side of the coins are kicking the groin. It's how you can measure the pain. When do we stay? When do we go? Feeling is all in the same. Hard as it looks, the length that it took towards the building a name that peers around and bringing you down. Yeah, that's just a part of the game. The pressure is on. I gotta be strong. Control the weights of my wrongs. Go grab the scissors, cut off the wizards, magically stringing along. Right from the start before it get dark, 'cause you can't tell them apart. 'Cause one will stab in the back, the other will stab in the heart. Death is an art, but won't ever twist. They'll have you exist as sick as something it gets. Get off a high, whether or not you admit. Be on your side when you quit. What I don't get, the ones that call you brother or sister or mother or miss. Love to see you having to fall like Oliver Twist, seeing you pissed. But they want it for you, the friends and family too. Reaching the top, awaiting the drop, always distorting the view. Dealing with pros and cons, success and failure. My mental dilemma, I don't know what to tell you.
Yep, that was Success and Failure. Now we're about to go into the song time. Oh, 7 songs. 7. The next one is 5 time.
I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time. I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time.
No need for introductions, I'm the final act with the main attract. Trapeze to the acrobat. Looking back, routines is drier than a laundromat. Almanacs trying to match the stats and get on the map. So self-conscious. If I ever make it, know the show grow, but plateaued at many stages. Through the phases to become the greatest. But sit from conveyor belts right in the shelf and sit for ages. We all human and we malfunction. We have our spur in the moments like Tim Duncan. If I'm ever put in a dungeon with a dragon, I would imagine I would slay it and replay it montage style until you hate it. We often lose sight of what's important. Waiting for the spotlight, Commissioner Gordon. Wanna be heroes with a mask and a cape. When it's time to save lives, we often know to procrastinate.
I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time.
Reliving the same chapter, I frame my mind that I still capture. Those same flaws that we can't master. Life's faster than road runners and the dreams that we chased after. We need to understand the main factor, living. It's much more than the wins and losses. Hashtags made for the double crosses. Whatever the world offers, all I know is gotta be suited for something bigger. Lavelle Crawford, that creases that's much sharper. But there's more like Billy Mays. I'm afraid that our future transform into the Hunger Games. Make a star stream of the robotic names you can think of, and cold words to disguise the blame. Really? They expect the fall of the protocol, not to maintain focus without Adderall. Cards dealt like Gambit with my feet planted, cause I'm the ace in the hole, hope you understand it. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. Feel you by design. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. I remember days when the room would start to cave in like I'm a failure by design. But I will never give up, no. So you won't find me wasting time. I gotta get up. I gotta get up. Feel you by design. I gotta get up. I gotta get up.
Neat. What I thought was really cool is that I'm looking at Facebook where it has the closed caption and you can understand the words I'm saying. Man, that's nifty because everybody else has that problem. I don't. So that's great. Finally, we're going to go to Champions featuring Ace Buchanan, the last one on the project. The other ones I skipped, 1 and 6, those are skits. So when you buy the project or if you decide to rewind from the beginning, you'll be able to hear them. But we're not going to let everybody know that. So 1 and 6 will be the skits that's on the project when you buy it. So that'll be out at midnight. And I'll just put it up there. Like I said, it's on you'll be on Itchmark Cooper. So if you click any of the projects, goes to the Bandcamp, you get the concept. You get it. All right.
The moments we create, the dreams we choose to chase. I'll be damned if I fall from grace. Cause know that I don't wanna know all the way. All the dues are paid, so deep inside we go above and beyond. Cause we were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. I think about it night and day. The world has no delay. In my heart, not known to walk away or run to the dreams I left wide open. To push back the darkness going through from every point of view. I've been through hell and back with everything attached. Oh Lord, you think I finally met my match? Head to head, I had my wins and losses. Even through the sea of gossip, I tend to have the masses all confused. Time to make another move. The moments we create, the dreams we choose to chase. I'll be damned if I fall from grace. Cause know that I don't wanna know all the way. All the dues are paid, so deep inside we go above and beyond. Cause we were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. We were born to be champions. Navigating through my mind, the ice still do the shine. Don't freeze up when the game is on the line. 'Cause you're out of lives and out of chances, fighting for the moments, peeking through what plateaus should subdue. I wanna know who we leave behind. They gotta go, they don't age with time. We gotta grow, parsley, sage, and thyme. 'Cause on the low, seasonings combine. I'm on a roll, dice games can't provide. I give a show where spotlights align. I don't know, one day you could be just fine until you're falling from the sky. In abyss of tears, it's hard to breathe, it's hard to breathe. To all my nightmares that haunted me, some days just come back and never leave, and the doors that stay shut without a key, From the suicide attempts to therapy. The things I hold close inside of me, took a quarter century, but you up to speed, from where I used to be, I'm much better now than I was then. Unnoticed depressions at the age of 10. No more self-doubt, never again. I can finally let go, become a champion. Become a champion. Pray for me.
Of course, I couldn't find the instrumental in time before the song because I guess I did it the flash drive route, and it might be a hassle to try to do that. But those are the records. That's Success and Failure, the project. Like I said, man, it should be available at midnight tonight, so you can be able to get that if you want to hear it again, and in your own timing and things like that. Also, the good news is, hello, how you doing? I just don't want to say the name wrong, so. Oh, Omega Fox, got it. Okay, I'm doing good. Nice to meet you. Just want to also let you know the test drive vinyls should be here tomorrow. I'm praying they come in the mail. That's the tracking number. We know Amazon. We know all those places. Let's just pray I get it. The vinyl will come in. The vinyl is $40. And the reason why it's $40 is because you get a key to the game that comes with, a flash drive with the behind the scenes of the making of Test Drive and Success and Failure. Success and Failure comes along with it, along with I Am Player One, AllSpark, and Test Drive as well. So that's a particular plan there. If you just want the vinyl by itself, it's $30, but it's really exclusive. Like, it's a different color vinyl. It's really, really dope. It's a really nice look. So I'll show some pictures of it later. Yeah, I'll probably call you Fox next time you come in. So that comes with that. I do have CDs of Test Drive available. Those are 10. So when you buy a copy of the Test Drive CD, I make sure you also get Success and Failure for free. If not, the EP's $10 too. So if you want to go in there and support with that, that'd be dope. Just so people know where to go, let me show you something cool. Just make sure you follow all the streaming platforms. It's Mark Cooper everywhere. So you can go to itsmarkcooper.com. I got some merch available with shirts and hoodies and things like that also. It's a lot of really cool things on there. Got a lot of beat tapes on the rain.bandcamp. You can find those out there too. There's a lot of really cool stuff that you guys can check out. Music I've made in the past, things like that. You could, sit around and enjoy, listen and enjoy some music. I appreciate everybody come on the stream. Normally I'm either, doing a review show on Monday where I review newer nerdcore artists or newer artists, so I can tell them things to be improved on, not just say it's garbage and then walk away like a lot of other reviewers do. I want people to get better and understand, that it's a skill to learn. So if you're willing to learn, and you'll get better. If you're not willing to learn, you won't get better. You just will stay in the same spot. So then that's up to you at that point. Wednesday I do open season, so I play different types of video games. It's not first person shooters most of the time. I've been playing Dying Light and Cobra Kai and a whole bunch of other games, just the sheer value of playing the game because it's fun, enjoying it, and then you get to see the nonsense I go through and the type of difficulty you play the game at. Be like, oh my god, this is ridiculous. DJ can attest to this. He's been there all the time, seeing me be like, this don't make any sense. And then he's like, yep, it's true. This is ridiculous. You know what I mean? Yeah, me and Deej, I don't even know that dude. And he's been in every one of my streams for the past month and a half. So shout outs to that guy, DJ 1194. Check him out, man. Cause he just showed up and he said, look, I'm about to watch the streams now. Okay, dope. And then sure enough, he's here every single time. So I appreciate him 1,000%. So once I figure out how to do all these effects that everybody does on Twitch, every time you log in, hey guys, hey, you like my stream? And then the other ones would be out of nowhere and be like, oh, sub, raid, train, all that different little effects you see in there and be like, hey, how do I get to do all that cool stuff? See what I mean? You just be lost, and everybody be like, "Oh, he just said that magic word, everybody!" Ah, like it's what you call it? Yeah, I know it's macro, but I got to make sure I got some stuff I like. I don't just want to randomly just have some random guy, random head and then somebody else being like, and then another person be like, and then one goes and I don't even know what any of those things mean. So you can understand my life here. You can definitely understand my life. I'm telling you, they all have faces like that, and then you don't have any dialogue of what the hell it means. At all. You just be like, are you laughing or are you not laughing? Or are you making fun of me, a secret kind of laugh? And then you got people who use words that's kind of banned because they want to make sure that they don't offend anybody. I've seen the word titties banned. I've seen the word damn banned. And they spelled it in the terms of actual, a beaver building a dam. I just don't understand life right now on this game. Period. And then Friday, I just play first-person shooters. I play Call of Duty and all that stuff. And I know Ernest could attest to this because all it is lag. And then I laugh at it because every time I see something lag or don't make sense, I think about what would Kizzard say? What would he say if he saw this right now? He's like, yep, that's why I don't play consoles. It's got too much lag, dog. It's got too much lag. And I don't blame him. He's absolutely correct. Sometimes I wonder why people don't die in that game, man. Especially when I see them first. That's the worst. The worst when you're playing a shooter and you see the dude first and you shooting him before he even realizes he's getting shot and he turns around and somehow has enough bullets to get you. I don't understand that at all. So, like I said, man, I appreciate everybody coming out for the listening party for Success and Failure. They'll come out at midnight for everybody to enjoy. It was a really, really hard project to do emotionally. Not necessarily, not necessarily difficulty as in recording it. I mean, of course, I have my difficulties recording it, but it was really a mentality thing that you had to get through. And it's one of those things where God is like, yeah, you got to do it now. Regardless of whatever else you have to do in life, you have to finish this now. If you don't finish this now, it will come back again, but you'll be in a different position than where you were before. Realize the things that happened beforehand so you could be able to stop those things and really be honest with yourself. This quarantine, it has no choice for that. If people did not realize the kind of person they were by themselves in quarantine last year, you crazy. A lot of people weren't working. Things were closed exactly a year ago. Things were closed, all that stuff. If you didn't figure out what you really wanted in life or what you really wanted to do, you might have to dig a little bit. And that's something I had to do. Like I was unemployed like right before the pandemic thing because there was no work. So I had an entire year to circumference and understand myself. It was the first time I ever got a time where I felt like the stop clock was on. And that's when I was like, okay, all right, I got to do this, got to do that, make sure I do these kind of shows, keep relevant and all that stuff for Nerdcore. And I'm like, okay, cool. I was able to, pull things off in that. Okay, great. I was like, okay, then now what? And then that's when that hit me last February, last month. And it said, nah, man, now I think you're emotionally ready to make the things you need to make. And then that's what I did. So when I was able to make the EP in 10 days, it was crazy because I didn't realize it, but I was able to finally write out what I wanted to write. It wasn't something that was planned. It wasn't something that was like I all of a sudden determined it because it got the story behind it. The story behind it just came up with a fly. I already knew what I was going to do with a story, but the stuff I'm writing about and the expression of vulnerability I'm going to talk about, that's another beast. I had no idea how much I would really be comfortable with letting out. You know what I'm saying? From the depression to the suicide attempts to the relationship problems to the sleep apnea to the diabetes to all the health things I had in there, just being able to finally say, all right, this is what's going on with me. And be able to break that down is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. And it's something I've never been able to do until now. So that's why it's so important I finally got there. So I really appreciate everybody that loves the EP and everything like that. But to be honest, it wasn't even about coming out with some spectacular EP and everybody loves it and then it blows up or nothing. This is for me. If one person buys this EP or whatever, I'm satisfied. And it could be me that buys it. So thanks, Brent. I appreciate you. Bruce, I'm glad you came in the chat. That's the plan. That's why I say at the last part of the bar, I say pray for me. Because this is a fear that will never go away. Ever. Because it's my makeup. So I have to take in, you know what I'm saying? I got to take in what I've been given. If that is what makes the machine run, I have to abide by it. And when it comes down to stressful times and measures, I need to explore these outlets I already have and make the music where I need to. Because later on, with my siblings or, my future kids and my future wife and things like that, I can be like, look, son, or look, daughter, I've been where you've been. And I talked about it. So that way I don't make those mistakes I've made for myself with my future offspring or my siblings or anybody like that. You got to think like a leader, because if you have your problems and you keep them locked away all the time, nobody can ever learn from it. You can't learn from it. It'll just be there, and it will always be there. It's hard. It's a hard project. But like I said, I appreciate all you guys coming out here. I'm about to head out because I got to let this voice rest, because I got a show Sunday for the video game music festival. Was BGM Together, which is a festival of all different types of video game musicians and things like that. I'll be on. I believe it said 5 o'clock on Sunday, but I'll make sure I let you guys know on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and on Twitch too. I'll let you guys know, like either Wednesday or Friday, to be 100% sure. But I will do that, and I'll try to see if I can get the host on my channel so you can see me perform on my channel. So it'll be like on their setup, but it'll be like I'm hosting the feed. Some way I'll figure it out. But I just want to let you guys know. So that'll be the next performance. And yeah, that's what we are. So I'm about to head on out of here. I'm probably going to be like an old person and do that thing called go to bed. So I got to work in the morning. But thank you. Thank you, all of you. I'm just going to upload the stuff and it'll be there at midnight. And the way I really market like that is I'll share it twice. I'll keep it moving. And if anybody heard what I've heard therapy-wise, that'd be for the real fan to be able to check that out. I'm not going to jam my depression down somebody's throat. It's not my style. So you just leave it how it is because that's what it was for. It wasn't for me to exploit my own weaknesses for bread. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of people who do that, and that's not my forte. If a lot of people just grab the EP out of it, I really appreciate the love 100%. All the stuff will basically go to Gerald's Field, make sure everything's all good and where it needs to be. But that's all I'm doing. And if it helps you and you enjoy the music, great. And the last thing I'll mention too, I got videos for all the tracks on that project as well. So you'll be able to see a visual of that very soon. I'm going to start shooting that towards the middle or end of March. So you'll get to see the visuals of those, and then they all tie together. So I want to let you know that as well. So there'll be videos for it. So just so you know, you'll see some new visuals coming from that. I haven't said anything about it. You guys are the first to know. I never talked with anybody about it. That's the plan. So I'm Marty. You guys see all the socials down here. Wait, I'm gonna see if I can do the point. Look, you see all the It's Mark Cooper. Look at that. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to learn. You know how people be like, look at the link right here. No, over there. It'd be the dumbest thing ever, but you'd be jealous and be like, I want things to be in the sky where I could point to it. I want to do the Disney thing. You know what I'm saying? I look terrible doing that. I'm never gonna do that again. But anyway, Amadi, I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys Wednesday. I think we're gonna play Cobra Kai or Dying Light on Wednesday, 8 to 10. I normally would love to do 6 to 10, but my new schedule, I have to make it 8. So I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks again. Peace.